I really need to get me a really good mic. We're getting a little bit of sleet. I heard it banging on the window. We'll get some periods of sleet, and it's going to be icy. The roads, I would not drive on the roads at all today in Charlotte, North Carolina. Danny, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say his channel. He's a resistance man. You know, guys, like I said, you get professional people that know what they're doing, and they get a call started, and then you fall into the trap, Danny. You fall into it just like I did. You know, I was sitting there and I was saying, what's going on in Minnesota, Minneapolis? What's going on? We all saw what happened to Renee Good. We saw that clearly. Jonathan Ross obviously stood in front of her vehicle, but knew how to be able to get out of the way when she was leaving, shot and killed an unarmed woman that did nothing to him, right? Nothing to him. Danny, I have a daughter that's now 31 years old. Let's say that she is 7 years old and she's at school. And my wife and I decide we're going to go down there and protest. Are we truly thinking about our child? No, we're not. Because when you protest, I don't care who you are, Danny, the likelihood is you might get hurt. Kent State, you just might get hurt. Both of the child's parents, Renee and her wife, were present protesting. So, Danny, I still want to ask, what are you protesting? Minnesota, tell me, what are you protesting? Please give me a cause, a reason. Why are you protesting? Because when you tell me what it is, I'm going to tell you, you've been sold a bunch of crap. And you have. You've been sold a bunch of crap. You're falling into this nonsense. That's what it is. It's nonsense. You know, guys, I'm a poor guy. You know, I live off of Social Security. My health is shot. I spend most of my days napping on the couch in pain because my stomach is going crazy. I mean, literally insane. Now, if you are the type of person, Danny, that believes that why not fight for it? You know, let me tell you about politics. Liberal and conservative, moderates, they're the worst because they can't make up their mind which one they want to be on. They don't know. Who knows? I walk away from things and then I look at it and realize what it's really truly going on. Minnesota is fighting for no reason at all. Minneapolis is fighting for no reason at all. Because this has been sold to you and you've swallowed it and stupid enough to actually go out there and protest. And Danny, I want you to look at this, back up and look at it and see it for what it really is. law enforcement officers that are federal agents coming in for a reason. Trump sent them there for a reason. He didn't send them there to challenge Minneapolis, Minnesota. He did not send them there to flex his muscles. I'm Donald Trump. You better behave or I'll send my Gestapo. You see the nonsense, Danny? This is nonsense. And what Renee Good's death has done is even put more gasoline on the fire. I have looked back to this. You can be anti-Trump all you want. And Danny, you can be the resistance. You can fight. So we get a liberal Democrat in office. So Danny is a fine camper. Yes, he is. He's a happy man. He changes his resist on here and put life is good. We got a liberal Democrat. I love America. You know, I really do. I love it here. It's a lot of fun because, you know, there's always something going on, isn't it, Danny? Always something going on. And it is, you know. But my whole point is, if I have a child, my responsibility is for my child, not protesting. Renee Good and, I'm sorry, but her wife should have been working or doing what they needed to do, their priorities. So my question is, Danny, and all these people out there that are really hating Donald Trump, he's an awful terrible man. He's a dictator going against our Constitution and Bill of Rights. Oh, yes, he is. We're losing our freedom. We're losing our liberty. Does it sound right, Danny? You're losing what America's built for. It's what America's built for. Yes, sir, I'm going to fight. You know, I'm just an old man with bed bugs. I have to spray my door down. I'm going to spray it again to try to stop them from coming underneath the door, because them bad boys will bite the hell out of you, Danny, and they will. But Danny, I appreciate you commenting on my blogs. Whenever anybody contacts on my blogs, I'm thrilled, because that tells YouTube, hey, maybe this guy's an up-and-coming social influencer. Yes, sir. I tell you, Danny, I want to move into that mansion. I would love to have a really nice brand spanking new limousine. And in that limousine has a sound system that is incredible. Yes, it is. I'm going to have champagne. I can't drink any alcohol because my stomach won't let me. But I'm going to have champagne. I'm going to have the hottest, sexiest woman alive in my limousine. Life's going to be good. Yes, sir. And I'm a social influencer climbing that ladder, you know. But I'm a crazy man. Most people know that I am a crazy man, but I think. You're talking about philosophy. I stand back and look at things. You know, because you're biased, Danny. You're biased. And you're stuck right into that little rut that you're living in. And what I do is I get out of that rut. I get out of this biased thinking and seeing it as it really is. Danny, let me ask you a question. If Minnesota just said, to hell with this, we're going to go do what we need to do. Let's go home. What the hell? I'm tired of this. Let's go home. Let's take care of our children. Let's go to work. Let us get back to our lives. I want to ask the governor and I want to ask the mayor, ICE will do what they need to do and then be gone. And if indeed, Danny, that you believe that's an okay thing in the United States to hide and protect illegal aliens, I'm sorry, but it's not. And I'm going to put on this vlog again. I want Danny to take a moment to learn more about ICE and what they do in America. And it is that Danny is a cause kind of person. We have a cause. We're going to resist it and fight for our cause. And that's an okay thing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's not. I just see things differently. I stand back and I look at everything. I looked about Renee Good. And my question is, if I have a child, why am I putting myself in harm's way? Renee Good lost her life fighting for a senseless cause, lost her life as a mother of her children. Danny was adopted, so you probably know, I don't know if it was through a death, I don't know. If it was, I'm really sorry. That's an awful thing. These children have to grow up without their mother. Danny, they have to grow up without their mother. So my question is, why was she there and what is she fighting for? We can use her as a martyr, Danny. We can put her up on that pedestal and make her a martyr. But this fight is ridiculous. It's not like the 60s when we protested against the Vietnam War. Politically, boys were dying in a senseless war we had no business being in. So we protested and protested. Danny Martin Luther King Jr. marched and protested to do civil rights, to let African Americans know they have a right to live in our country. They have a right to work a job and be paid the same wage. They have a right to go to law school and become lawyers. They have a right to walk down the sidewalk. They have the right to go into the bathroom the same as whites do. They have the right to drink water from the same water fountain that whites do. But it took Dr. Martin Luther King had a cause. Minnesota has no cause. You've been sold a bunch of crap. You've been sold this fighting Donald Trump, a fascist. We're fighting him. We're fighting him. So all that I'm saying is if you fall into the trap, Danny, and I love you, buddy, you're a cool dude. You are a really cool dude. I like you. And with the grin on his face and the meaning of life, let me tell you the meaning of life. The meaning of life is that you're born, raised, you go to school and get an education, right? You get an education. Then you go to college or a university. You may go to law school. You may be a doctor, a medical doctor. You may be a psychiatrist. Or you may work at McDonald's. Think about that for a minute. You're working at McDonald's and you work your way up the ladder to where you have 5 or 6 or 7 McDonald's chains or franchises. It is that I'm going to end this vlog to say that I don't waste my time with this nonsense, but Danny and other people, if this is giving you a reason to live, protest it. Thanks, guys.